in a little over an hour. Donald Trump will be here, as I said, again at 3 p.m. Eastern. A quick election factoid, though, about where we are right now. Mitt Romney won Virginia Beach by just under 5,000 votes. In 2012, though, President Obama ended up winning the state. Today, Virginia and a number of other traditional battleground states appear to be slipping out of Trump's reach with just 17 days until the election. Hillary Clinton's campaign now expanding their map, competing in states like Arizona and Georgia, where the polls are tightening. But WikiLeaks is keeping them on their toes with yet another new batch of stolen emails released today. Joining us now is Hari Sevugan, former senior spokesman for the Obama 2008 campaign, and Noel Nakpour, Republican political consultant and fundraiser. Noel, I want to start with you. Donald Trump talked in that 100 days speech just a moment ago. He started the whole thing off about talking about this alleged sexual misconduct and saying how he's going to sue these women who have come out against him. Is it a good idea to bring this up again 17 days before people go to the polls?
No, that's not a good strategy. And let's face it, he has been coached and people have been pushing, all the consultants have been pushing to stay focused. Focus on the issues and leave this other mess alone. I mean, look, you've got to realize this is the strangest election I, as a political consultant and fundraiser, have ever seen. We have WikiLeaks and we have Twitter wars going on. I've never seen anything like this, and the majority of people are disgusted.
Noel, why can't anyone get in his ear and say, stop it?
You know, that's a good question, because he has a lot of qualified people around him. And by qualified, I mean he's got people that are very respected within the realms of politics on the Republican side. And he is not listening to any of them. And I'll tell you why he's probably not. Because he's probably looking back and saying, look, I beat 16 other people in a primary, and I went against the grain, and I didn't take anyone's advice, and I got here on my own. So I'm not so sure if your advice really works. So I think he's going rogue and saying it worked for me in the primary.
And certainly he's not doing well right now with women in general, although Republican women certainly better than Democratic women. But ladies, I want to ask you about Oprah Winfrey. She weighed in on the election a little while ago. She did an interview, and she said this is how you should feel about Hillary Clinton. Take a listen, and we'll talk on the other side.
You get into conversations, and there's not a person in this room who hasn't been in the same conversation where people say, I just don't know if I like her.
Yeah.
She not coming over to your house. You don't have to like her. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like her. Do you like this country?
I hear you.
Do you like this country? Mm-hmm. You better get out there and vote.
Lady and gentlemen, I should say. Will that sort of appeal work on Republican women who might be on the fence? Hari, first to you.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's clear that Donald Trump, even in today, was supposed to be a major policy speech, really went on the attack, either denigrating women that have made allegations against him, or Mexicans and Mexican Americans. And that's why we're seeing the map expand into Georgia and Texas. And actually, I think what's interesting is it's more than just women. If you look at states like Utah and Nevada, there's a great backlash amongst members of the Mormon Church, amongst the LDS members. And that's why his numbers are going down in Utah, and that's why there's a great Mormon population in Nevada as well, and that's going to affect the vote over there, too.
Noel, are you worried about Republican women going to vote for Donald Trump?
I'm worried about
for Hillary Clinton, I should say, Hillary Clinton.
Well, you know, I have heard from a lot of Republican women, and they're disgusted by, you know, the sexual allegations, and they're also being put in a very difficult spot between choosing their party platform and what they like, and looking at, you know, choosing their gender, you know, voting for their gender, voting for, you know, Hillary Clinton because she's a woman and because they're disgusted with a lot of the things that, you know, Trump has said about women. So it's putting women on the Republican side in a very strange and difficult spot. So, like I said, this is a really, and I think a lot of people will agree, it's a very strange race. And I think a lot of people on both sides of the aisle are sitting here wearing the suit of the Riddler. I mean, they're just like, I don't know where to go.
Hari, I want to talk to you a little bit about WikiLeaks, because that certainly has been a problem for the Clinton campaign so far. NBC News has not authenticated any of these alleged emails that WikiLeaks has released, but are Democrats concerned potentially about a bombshell that could come out in the next few days, say the next week, day before people go to the polls?
No, I mean, for a number of reasons. One, I don't think that people are paying attention. The leaks to date have been pretty anodyne. There's nothing terrible in there. But more than that, there's a lot of people who've already voted. You know, in swing states by election day, 40% of voters will have already cast their ballots. The cake is being baked as we're talking. And that's Donald Trump's biggest problem in a lot of ways. There is no more time. And it's not just that he's showing an unwillingness to change. There's no more time for him to change.
Hari Sevugan, former senior spokesman for the 2008 Obama campaign and Republican strategist. Noel Nikpour, thank you guys for joining me. More on Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in just a bit. But next, new claims that Chris Christie